Living in Ireland versus living in India. How is it different? And it is different for everyone. So, my experience would be different, someone else's experience would be completely different. And today I'm going to talk about from my experience and will give you a little bit of women's perspective, and it will also add in a little bit of men's perspective in this particular topic. So, let's get started. So, I grew up in India in the state of Haryana, and then a little bit in Rajasthan, mostly in Rajasthan because I was in a boarding school. So life was different, of course, there's no question about that. There is one thing that we need to consider. Life in India is completely different for men and women, right? For men, we can say they have their own challenges, and women have their own set of challenges, right? So what happens when a woman from such country where there is a threat to her safety every single day moves abroad? And of course, you earn more. That's one of the biggest factor. But there are things that are important, more important to women. I think they will be able to relate, and that is the sense of safety and freedom and a kick that your nervous system gets that you are safe. Well, no country is completely safe, but it's a moment of peace when you walk on the street and 100 eyes are not staring at you. That is priceless. You can go at night anytime. You are not afraid of someone following you, or things that happen in India. So that is one of the major factors. And of course, pollution is another thing. We all know the problem of pollution in India. So in Ireland, when you land and when you literally breathe, you feel the difference. Okay, the air is much cleaner and it's fresh. You feel fresh, right? So that is there. And of course, apart from that, better pay, I already covered that. And better work-life culture. And people are so humble, so caring, so down to earth. And all, like, I've worked in like four companies till now, and I am shocked how humble and how thoughtful people are, how they anticipate your needs before you address them. That is something that I have seen. For example, in my current company, my manager asked me if I would like to work from India for some time, because he knows that I just go to India for like a month. And then he said, why don't you take a few days off initially and then you work from there so that you get to spend more time with your family. I didn't even tell him that I want to do that. He brought it up. I mean, that is so thoughtful of him. So small things like that makes a lot of difference. And what else? There's a lot of things that you can do. It's like you're not surviving to get through every day. You have time to add experiences in your life. Like, I have done so many things after I've moved here. I've traveled to all over Europe. I've traveled to UK, US. I could. So if I think if I was in India, I wouldn't be earning that much to be able to do that, because I'm in digital marketing. I'm not sure what's the salary like in India for digital marketing. From what I've heard, it's not that great initially, but here it was great from the start. So, like, I'm not comparing it to IT level salaries or anything like that, but still, you have a good chunk of disposable income. You can save, invest in, spend on your experiences, spend on your lifestyle. So I was able to do that. I was able to have a lot of different experiences. I joined a new sport that I play regularly. I play squash every week, like twice a week or thrice a week sometimes. And then go for events, go for concerts, and like things just become easy. Your life becomes easy. You're not struggling to get by things every day, right? But of course, there are things that are not great, some things that are there in India, but you won't get them here, right? For example, your parents, they're there, your family, your close friends, they're there, right? So you have to sacrifice something to be able to enjoy this, right? And you have to ask yourself what is important for you. For some people, that is more important. Their friends, their family, their culture, their traditions, their time with them, that is more important. So they won't be fully able to immerse themselves in the experience here. But for me, since I've always been away from home, I'm kind of okay living away from home, away from family, away from parents, living alone. I'm fine with it, right? But not everyone is. And for me, I'm also very open to talking to strangers. I have no problem in talking to stranger in a bus, in a pub, in a train, or whatever. I do that all the time. And I was not always like this. It has come with experience here, because people here, they do that, and I have started doing that as well, and I really enjoy it. So another thing that people crave about is the weather. um Depending on where you are from India, you can feel a major difference in the weather. The only solution is to accept it. It is what it is. You cannot change the weather. You are, for example, you are living in Rajasthan in India. I lived a good chunk of my life in Rajasthan. I was damn hot, and but I can't change it. You just have to adapt to it. You can't complain about it. It is not in your control. Same here. There are great things about this country, but if you keep complaining about the weather and keep cribbing about it, you will not be happy. So just love it for what it is. Like, it's not that bad. Like, I love the rain. Like, I have been on hikes in the rain, and it has been one of the most wonderful experiences of my life, and it's there, so might as well just enjoy it rather than cribbing about it. And another thing is the food. You won't get that variety of food that you get in India here, right? Again, as I said, depending on what your priorities are in your life, if that is so much important to you along with other things, then you need to think about before moving here. And for me, I'm okay with not eating that street food or that kind of food. I'm okay with eating whatever. I'm vegetarian. I mostly cook, and there are plenty of options here. Of course, the taste is not authentic, but I'm fine with it. Like, for me, the sense of relief, the sense of this peace of mind, the work life balance, and the other things that I get to experience is more important than the food. But that might not be the case for everyone. So it totally depends on who you are and what is important for you. Another thing that comes a lot in the discussions is the loneliness. So if you're single and you're introvert, it can be really difficult. Definitely, I'm not denying that. I have been introvert all my life, but after moving here, I think I have become quite extrovert. And you can't be sitting at home and expecting to make friends and build a social life. You have to get out there, right? India, how you built your social life, you went into college, you were in school, at work. Same here. You cannot be, lenient about it. You cannot be complacent about it. You have to take the action. And if it's still not working, you have to ask yourself, what is it about me that is not working, or what is it about the people that I'm approaching, the places I'm hanging out at, is not working? Because change comes from the change of action, right? If you keep doing the same thing, you won't get the different result, you will get the same result. So completely depends on what actions you're taking towards building that social life, right? And sometimes you have to be your inner critic, and you have to ask yourself, is this something I'm doing to push people, to repel people? Because I've seen so many people, they don't know how to behave in a social setting, and then people wouldn't want to hang out with you because they're not comfortable around you. Especially I've seen this with men. um, I don't know what it is. Sometimes the behavior is so repelling that you wouldn't want to hang out with that person, and it's sad that men don't have that level of self awareness that it needs to be able to become that person that people want to hang out with. So you just have to look deep, look within. You have to be a critic. You have to have the strength to take the criticism, and work on yourself and show up better the next time. So, guys, that's it. That's what I would like to say. That there is no better country. I'm not saying India is better or Ireland is better. India has its own pros and cons, and same with Ireland or any other country for that matter, right? It depends upon you what you are looking for. You won't get a full package in India or full package in Ireland. For example, you won't get work-life balance, family, safety, freedom, and pollution-free air to in India. You will get a couple of those things like family and friends, but you get rest of the things here. So it depends on what you want. I know so many women. For them, the things that they get here is more important, more valuable. Even if the salary, for example, if they're earning less than their peers, their friends, the other things that brings more peace and sanity in their life, that is more important for them than living in India, because of the food and friends and family. That is not important to them. So, or I can say that is not as important to them, right? So it totally depends. So there is no one answer whether you should move here or not, or whether you should go back to India or not. It completely depends on your priorities. So if you're still confused, it's best to write it down and think about what you want in life, and just make your peace with it, that if you move you won't have the family life that you have in India. And if you're okay with it, then just go for it. And if you know deep down that you want that family life, you want your friends and family, your relatives close, then you have your answer. You have to sacrifice the kind of lifestyle that this country brings. You have to sacrifice that in order to be there, and vice versa. You have to sacrifice your friends and family if you want the lifestyle here. So it totally depends on what your goals are, and that can change with time, with age, with phase of life you're in. So yeah, that was my 2 cents on this particular topic. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you're someone living abroad, let me know if you resonated with it. And if you have any questions, shoot them on Topmate. The link will be in the description. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.